Next up, it's a pleasure to introduce Bruno Coillard, President and CTO of Crypto4A, a company that's focused on blockchain, V2X, government and military applications. They develop quantum cybersecurity-ready solutions that significantly improve protection for cloud, IoT, and other applications. Bruno.
Thank you. I'm here today to describe a very interesting problem that we find in the networks of today. This morning, we heard of the 4 pillars of the ecosystem that we need to build, and one of those pillars is security. And if you think of security, think of that as security is typically built on cryptography, which relies on key management, that relies on random data, and entropy. So my talk is about entropy, and the slide I was supposed to present should have been building up. This one is not. At the very top here, what you see is a fairly small diagram. And what it shows is how complex, how much time it takes for a Linux-based machine at boot up time to generate enough internal entropy from the different activities taking place in the computer. And right now, that line basically shows that it takes within 30 seconds to a minute to accumulate enough entropy for data to be keys to be generated. So if you think of all the virtual things we do today, all the virtual machines that we are popping up, the software-defined things, they're coming up in a bubble. They have no real physical construct to help them build entropy, and that causes security issues. A few years ago, NIST went through and studied quite a lot of the keys that exist out there in public networks, found that many keys are actually identical. So NIST came up with a solution which is a national level entropy as a service. Think of it as time distribution from a national point of view. It's a very large data center. It's costly and it runs with national level capabilities and money. What we came up with is a machine or a one-use server that has in it all of the building blocks that achieves the exact same thing as NIST is doing. So ultimately what we have is this platform which we had built for all sorts of different use cases. This one was the first one we thought was a simple demonstration of the capability of the platform. It has in it built-in multitude of entropy capabilities, entropy generation, some of which are built on quantum entropy chips. We're using a very simple UI to deploy it, or an interface to users. We've designed it to be quantum safe from the get-go. So we've heard also today about quantum computing. It's a challenge. It's going to get worse. Our design is all built with quantum computing in mind. And we wanted to make sure that these things could be deployed in a variety of installations like networks and operating centers and data centers. So that's really what I wanted to talk to you about today, one of those use cases. And if you're thinking security, if you look at the bottom stack, entropy is a really critical component. Thank you. That's it.